Good morning. Hi, how are you? Welcome back to the Give Them Lala podcast. It is yours truly with my right and left arm, Easton Birmingham. Welcome.
Hey.
Today's funky, I know. For all of us, but especially you.
Today's a weird one, my man.
Do you think you'll be able to get through the podcast?
If I do need to step away, it is because I'm dry heaving.
Okay.
I'm reliving it, but everything just feels tight. I can't breathe at times, and that's why I'm dry heaving, because I'm forgetting to breathe. And yeah.
Okay.
But I feel good. I feel good.
Today is the 7th anniversary of our dad's passing, and we talk about this every year. We talk about it every birthday that comes and goes. But Easton is the one that found my dad. And so it's just even though it's been 7 years, we talked about it on his birthday as well, that it's just reliving emotions.
Yeah.
And so we love you.
Thank you. Because there is one thing that also eats me alive, and it was the phone call I made to Mom.
Ugh.
And I wish I would have worded it better, but boy, oh boy, was I not there.
Yeah.
You know? I wish I could have done that for her.
Right.
But yeah, that eats
Was
me
it
up
just
too.
very matter of fact?
I mean, I didn't, I walked into his room thinking I was going to go to breakfast with him.
Right.
And then once that all happened, I honestly don't even remember calling Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Now I feel like I'm going to throw up.
That's what I'm saying. Talking about it, everything is just, I can't release.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
I'm hoping doing the podcast today will help us get our minds right.
The family hug this morning helped.
Did that
honestly.
help?
Yeah. Good family energy around.
Yeah.
No, that really did help me. I am going to dry heave today. There's just no doubt about it because of just the tense.
You need to find a tree to hug, maybe. A tree that's been around for a while. I don't know where we're going to find one of those in LA.
Did you know that I want to get a tree tattooed on me? I was telling my buddy Tapple.
Okay.
Taylor. He was. Yeah. We went camping once, and it was the darkest time. And me and him would walk up into the woods and look down at our campsite. We were on mushrooms as well.
There's the comedic relief that we all needed.
Yes. But it was such a dark campground that we were in, and it was just 4 of us.
Yeah.
But it was so dark, and there was just this beautiful tree.
So
every time I was dark, feeling dark, I would walk up and hug the tree and sit next to it and just hug the other one. I'm gonna try to find it and get the exact tree I was hugging tattooed on my back.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. It saved me. I think about that tree often as my dad, really. God,
I'd say you're doing great so far. For those of you asking about us recording from home, the reason we're recording from home is we are getting into a new studio. And we've talked about how anytime someone tells you, yeah, we'll be in 3 months, just plan 6. If they say 6 months, plan a year. Just double the time. So we are recording from home until I feel like everything is good to go.
I ain't mad about it. Our poor producers, though. I will hats off and thank you guys. And no one is more excited than them to get back in the studio.
I know, truthfully, because they arrive and it's water's going, ocean's screaming, baby wakes up. It's just a lot. And I'm can we hear that? They're yeah.
They're we don't. Yes, you stupid bitch. Can you hear that? Yes. Then there's your answer.
So before we get into all of the goodness, I think the whole thing is interesting, what we're going to talk about today. But I want to talk about Mom and I going to the dermatologist last week. So we arrive. I go to, it's called LACA. I just call it LACA Dermatology. It's in the Valley, and they're absolutely spectacular. But I went in just to get the body scanned to make sure everything is all good, no moles that are trying to wreak havoc on me. Same with Mom. Mom comes from the generation of tanning beds and not wearing SPF and covering yourself in baby oil and like using tin foil to get the sun to really reflect off of
There's
that, because
nothing
maybe
I
it's
love
not
more
close
than
enough.
a woman that looks like an old catcher's mitt. Oh, so
Easton, that
sexy.
is so rude. And beyond like the look of it, who even cares about that? It's more about like what's happening underneath. So dad, back when I was 18 and I had to take dad to get some cancer removed off of his middle finger. And like waiting in the waiting room. And I was told by mom, because she was working, she was like, just take him in. They're just going to like scrape it and like
Just
be on
scrape
his
it.
way. I was like, all right, sounds intense. So I take him, and it's taking a way long time.
Yeah, that's because they were digging around his
Right, but I was just
ligaments in his finger.
Yeah, but I didn't know that. So then the doctor comes in and they're like, hey, so there is a high chance that we're going to have to remove the entire finger. The skin cancer is way deeper than we originally expected. And I'm looking at it.
My dad almost didn't have a finger.
Yeah. And so I'm like calling mom over and over. Finally, she answers. I'm like, bro, you sent me here with dad to just like take him to get a little scrapage. And now they're coming and telling me that they're going to possibly remove the whole finger. Like, I cannot mentally handle this. So I'm going to need backup. Thank you. So anyway, he didn't lose his finger. They did like a skin graft where they took skin from his thigh. That was really my first experience with like the word skin cancer and how deep and dark it can go, right? So mom, I definitely wanted her checked because she's covered head to toe from getting in the sun like that. But I'm talking to my doctor, Dr. Saul, or is it Sal? S-A-L. Sal. I just call him Doc. Say, what's up, Doc?
Hey, Doc.
But I asked him about Teddi Mellencamp, and I just said, have you heard of her? Like, who hasn't, unless you've been living under a rock. But he said that Teddi Mellencamp has single-handedly changed the dermatology game based off of, obviously, her story, but her being such a voice on how important it is for you to go and get checked and scanned on a regular basis to make sure everything is okay. And he said the amount of people that come into this office because of her, he was like, she has saved so many lives already. So I just felt the need to text her, and I just let her know. I was like, you don't need to respond to this, but like, it's important to know that during the fight of your life, how many lives you have actually saved.
Yeah. Well, I feel like you saying that, even if she doesn't respond and other people are saying that, I feel like in the back of your mind, that also pushes you forward. You know, like knowing that.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of think helps you get better.
Right. Knowing that your journey is helping
Helping
many
other people is going to help you.
Yeah. So mine, everything looked okay on me. I had something removed on my arm. It came back totally normal, whatever. He said, you may have to get it removed again in like 10 years if it comes back. Mom, however, got a call from the doctor today.
Oh, I know.
The thing on her arm that we've been worried about, it was like this, like almost like a wound that wouldn't heal and kind of like crusty. I know that sounds, sorry, trigger warning. But it also, like when you felt her arm, it was kind of lumpy. Like it felt like a knot. So they did major scraping with her, but it came back as a squamous, SCC. It's the second most common type of skin cancer, starting in the flat cells of the outer layer of the skin. So they want to bring her back in. They want to do another biopsy. They want to, broaden the circumference of the scrapage just to make sure that all is good. It's going to take like an hour to an hour and a half.
Yeah, I just walk in the house and mom goes, I have cancer.
Oh, mom, like not a great way to start the morning, especially on
She goes, yeah, it's cancer.
Well, yes, that's absolutely true. But I wanted her, like apparently it's the most common, like this said, and treatable if you catch it in time. But I think the whole point of me talking about this is we're going into the summer months where it's warm, and it's just so incredibly important, you guys, to make sure that you put your sunscreen on. You must apply every 4 hours. It does not last all day. Make sure that you don't have, I know we all want vitamin D, but like don't sit outside and bake. If you want a nice tan, maybe get some good Saint-Tropez self-tanner. Don't go to the tanning beds. Like, it's a real thing. And just please be out there and be safe and go to the dermatologist for the love of God, please. Ocean has a weird one on her head that I have been getting checked.
Where?
It's like right in her part.
Oh, I've seen that. But is it good?
They said it's fine right now, but she has to get it checked. He wants to check it every 6 months. And he said, and just make sure that it doesn't have direct sun exposure. Yeah. Can I tell you a really funny story real quick?
Please.
So, a while back, Ocean got this like Kylie Jenner Bratz doll sent to her. And I was like, do I give this to her? She was like 2 at the time. I'm like, or is it going to cause like this weird, this is what beauty looks like these big lips and these like cat eyes, Like I didn't know.
Yeah, but
as a parent, you're like, is this okay for her to play with?
When did you get a Bratz doll? At what age?
I was never into the Bratz dolls, and they came out when I was like older. But I mean, I always wanted to like wear makeup and didn't feel pretty, and I don't want that for her. But she's not like me at all. You can't tell this girl.
She knows who she is.
Nothing.
She knows.
But she wanted to play doctor with the Kylie Jenner doll, and so she rushes her in, and I'm the doctor. She's the mom. And I was like, oh my gosh, something's wrong. Her hair's turning purple because she has purple hair. And she's looking, she's like, oh my gosh, examining it. And she comes up to me and she goes, I know what's wrong. She's pregnant.
Did she deliver?
I don't know. I was so shocked that she thinks that purple hair is like the side effect of pregnancy. That I'm like, I think maybe.
What did she see? What did she see?
I thought it was so funny. So on the heels of Ocean's mole on her head, it just reminded me of like that experience.
I know what's wrong with her.
And
that's a pretty accurate statement.
Because she's been pregnant a many times. Well, a whole 2. By the way, she went to Travis Scott's Coachella performance with Stormy. And I was thinking, like, what a weird life to have your baby daddy be this performer where he's talking about, like, bad bitches and partying. And do you take your, like, 7-year-old to that? I don't know. I won't ever have to worry about it. But I just wonder that. Like, when you see Northwest and Kim at, like, Kanye's performances. Well, before he went cray-cray. But I'm like, you want your child to see like how cool that is and what her dad does for a living. But at the same time, it's like, oh God, can we like maybe censor?
Do you do it while she's younger because you don't know?
Desensitize her, Easton? Is that what we're saying?
No, because usually they got like their headphones on. They're in a box.
Yeah,
all
they're
you
usually
see is
backstage.
Your dad like doing something. You don't know what he's saying. Yes, you may know bad words, but like, she can't put this sentence together.
She's 7.
No, I'm saying earlier because back in the day, she, and that's when I would honestly take her. I don't think it's desensitizing. You go, you see your dad perform. Once she's 7 or 8, now she puts together paragraphs, and I'm telling you, those are not great paragraphs to put together.
Not in the least, no. And that's why I wonder sometimes, like, do you take your kid to see it, or is it a conversation that's had? Like, hey, dad's a performer, and I talk about, all of these things in my songs, but just so you know, it's just an art. And like, I don't know. I guess it's the same question that people, well, same, but very,
Let me ask
on a
you this.
much smaller scale. What are you going to do when Ocean watches your show?
There you go. I was going to ask you that. When will you allow her to watch her show if she wants to, or...
Well, the other day reruns were playing, and
it.
I was like, we have to turn this off. Ocean cannot see this.
What you did on television.
Not at the age of 4, no. I'd prefer not.
I feel like she'd just be like, that's my mom on TV.
That's actually
See, this is where you'd
what
want.
She did.
This is where I'm saying, like, she's not going to listen to you and go, why did you call that girl a bitch?
Oh.
She's just watching. When she's 7 or 8, she's going to pick up on like, I could go call my friends a bitch.
No, she's moved past the cuss words, oddly enough.
See?
Every time she hears them, she is like appalled and can't believe that anyone would say such a horrendous word.
I know. She stopped ratting on me.
When you cuss?
Yeah.
Probably because she got tired of ratting you out.
Oh,
Don't you think?
Beat them, join them.
It is exhausting being a single mom of 2 girls. I am tired all the time, but it is the best kind of tired, and I wouldn't change it for 1 second. So here's one way I deal now. I give my poor feet a little love, self-care, and a lot of style, obviously, with G-Defy sneakers. G-Defy sent me a pair to try. I am not sure I've taken them off since I got them. They are so comfortable and so supportive. This has to be what it feels like to walk on clouds. G-Defy's patented Verso Shock technology helps absorb shock and reduce stress on joints. They're perfect for chasing around kids, perfect for running errands, perfect for working out, perfect for laying in bed watching Housewives. Don't judge. You won't take them off either, I promise. It's style and comfort in one shoe, and there's a pair for everyone. So if you're wanting to treat your feet and yourself to a little something to help deal with occasional foot pain and back pain, or maybe you just want to up your sneaker game, G-Defy is where it's at. And I'm going to hook you up with a deal too. Text Lala to 91888 for 30% off orders over $120. Or go to gdefy.com and use code LALA for 30% off orders over $120. That's gdefy.com and use code LALA or text Lala to 91888. You'll thank me later. Message and data rates may apply.
Being a mom is hard, dude. Like the whole thing. Ocean woke up. She had hives. Excuse you. She had hives all over her body last night. She woke up today. They were progressively worse, so I didn't send her to school because I'm like, I don't know what this is, and I don't want the school calling me being like, WTF, mate. Sosa, on the way to Palm Springs, had a massive blowout. I had to throw away her clothing. I now have to put like a mat in her car seat because that positioning makes her go to the bathroom.
And it's
massive.
shooter.
Then on the way home from Palm Springs, I'm smelling something. I pull over to get gas, look in the back. Sure enough, her whole front is covered in shit.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, well, I can't lose another onesie. She's not going to have any left.
She's just blowing through them.
Yes. And I don't want to keep buying them.
Well, you're going to have to.
Well,
but from now on, just buy a little tan, brown.
It's a mustard yellow that she...
Mustard yellow is a beautiful color on babies.
No, and it was all over her legs.
Oh,
This guy pulled
yum.
up. This guy pulled up.
Stop it.
This guy pulled up behind us to get gas, and I could tell he was deeply disturbed.
How old was he?
In his 50s.
He's probably like, that's why I didn't have kids, and that's 100%. Why I will continue to never have kids.
That's exactly right.
Smart man.
You guys, last week I went out twice.
No, she didn't.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. We were planning to leave Thursday to go to Palm Springs. I then get this invite to go to this Paris Hilton event. She was Elle Magazine's Woman of the Year. So I decide that we're going to leave Friday night instead to go to Palm Springs, which then makes it so I can go with Brittany to downtown LA to see...
That is out.
Yes.
That made my head hurt.
That's out and about. To go and see this performer with
Heard he
her.
was amazing.
And we left at like, I want to say 8 o'clock at night, and there was mad traffic still. So we meet at Brittany's house, right? And for anyone who doesn't know, which I'm sure you guys do because you guys have seen the shows that she's been on, Vanderpump Rules the Valley. She is notorious for running all sorts of late at all times. You tell her we need to leave by 7. She hears 7 and goes, okay, I need to start getting ready at 7. It's like, no.
At the house.
We
At
are
my
leaving
house
at 7. You're
7.
going to need to start glam at a solid 4:30, 5 o'clock, girl. With that hair, you should start at probably 2 because you got a lot of it.
Wake up and start it.
She's got a fantastic hairline. What I
She's been
wouldn't
looking
give.
very beautiful lately.
So I take the massive Denali, because you know I'm a mom with a GMC now. And I
They
pick
were like,
up...
this way, Uber, this way.
No, I warned people that the matte black car outside is not your Uber. But I pick up Sheesh, I pick up Jared, and I pick up Janet. We're hauling to Brittany's house. We arrive, and there's this guy named Zach Wickham. And he is a friend of On the Valley, right? And I've always liked Zach. I've never, ever had an issue with him, right? And I've only known that he's had an issue with me because he comments on these like little mini Bravo accounts where he clearly does not dig me, which I did not know that because every time I've seen him, he's been nice. You know me, I've never had, as 50 Cent would say, I don't have a problem with a problem. Do we have a problem? I'm okay with people having problems, but I don't dig it when someone has a problem for free. Like, I don't understand what the beef
Like,
is
he's
here.
got a problem with you off of other people's opinions.
I have
type
no...
deal?
I have no idea. I haven't
I'm
acknowledged
just throwing
it.
shit on the wall.
You're just throwing spaghetti at the wall. I couldn't tell you. I have zero clue.
Because to be honest, I feel like I know him just because everybody around knows him, you know, like Janet, all of them.
Right.
And I don't think I've ever met this guy. Maybe once or twice at Brittany's for a party. And I don't think I've ever spoken to him. So when I tell you, like, I'm throwing shit at the wall and I'm making shit up.
So he's there. He's going to this this performance, right? And I'm like, of course, like the one night I go out, I've got this guy showing up who like clearly has an issue with me for no reason that I know of. And I'm like, I'm just going to avoid him and ignore him in a house full of all of 6 people. Like, I just won't acknowledge his presence because I just want to have a good night. And I don't even know what I would say. Like, I heard you have a problem with me. What? No. Like, I'm tired. I should be in bed looking at my eyelids right now. Like, I just don't have the energy or the stamina at that point in time. So we go out. And honestly, like, towards the end of the night, like, we're laughing about this light, you know, people take selfies with.
Oh, yeah. So many people are walking around with those things now.
Yeah, I know. I really like them, actually.
No, they're
His
great.
was going up too high. I almost looked like a sheet, like a white sheet. I was like, we got to...
too big?
It was massive, and he like pulled it out of the tiniest little pocket as if his pocket was a clown car. So bright. But we were laughing about that. We were laughing about like the most random stuff. And I'm like, I don't understand this person, this kid is literally beefing with himself in these low-level comment sections. So
when he doesn't even have to.
You don't have to. I don't understand. There's literally not a one reason in the world. So that was an interesting thing that happened that night.
I like that.
What do you like about it?
That you had fun.
I did have fun.
I
felt hungover the next day though. And I had the Paris Hilton event at 11 a.m.
I felt hungover after that event.
Because you went with me.
Yeah.
But I had fun.
Oh, it was great. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Perfume. I don't know about you guys, but great event. Beautiful women. And I was dying. My nose was
on fire.
I would go into the bathroom to blow it. I knew the dude in front of the bathroom. He was just like greeting people as they walked in.
He was a greeter, yeah.
Yeah, I knew him by name after the night or the
because
day.
You just kept going to the bathroom.
I was like, hey, buddy. Like, he probably thought I was in
there. Well, you were
just...
like probably one of the only straight men at the event. So
oh,
he was like, oh, another straight man. You were the only... the men's bathroom saw no one except Easton that day.
I'm not kidding you. Every time I did go in there, it was just me.
Yeah.
But I would go in, blow my nose, and go, okay, I can go back out. And I would walk into the event space again and just... a plethora of perfumes would just waft into my face.
You know, it's almost like you have to take like your own little carton of espresso coffee beans to sniff.
That is a
like
very
they do
good
at
idea.
Macy's.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, like when you're testing perfumes, at a department store, in between each one, they have you
sniff
the coffee beans. But I did not even think about that until we left. I was like, wow. And I doused myself to make sure that people were like, oh, she smells good. She doesn't stink, thank God. But because everyone had on such a different smell, it ended up just being a migraine and a hole in the brain.
I'm not kidding you. I left with a migraine. I had to get in the shower.
You're talking about the reception area.
Yes.
It was a very confined space where like the pictures were being
yes,
taken.
and then like I was just walking with you, but the carpet with the interviews and things like that was very tight with a lot of people and just women. And at no point did I was like, oh, she smells amazing. I was like, everybody smells
like something
like
flowers,
something great,
citrus.
and I need to go blow my nose right now.
Vacation time is almost here. It's so close. I can smell it, you guys, and I'm so ready for it. You guys know what vacation means, right? An opportunity to treat yourself to some amazing luxury travel essentials. So, of course, I went straight to Quince. They have all the high-quality pieces you'd ever want at a fair price. And I'm not just talking about their washable silk tops and comfy lounge sets, which you guys know I love. I'm talking about their premium luggage options and super stylish tote bags. I am all about a good tote right now. Having 2 babies to travel with means I need all the room in the bag for all of their stuff. I got the Italian leather triple compartment weekender in leather, black so the dirt doesn't show. I carry it on the plane and I pack it full of stuff for me, Ocean, and mostly Sosa. And the best part, all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings right on to us. Thank you, Quince. So for your next trip, treat yourself to the luxe upgrades you deserve from Quince. Go to quince.com/Lala for 365-day returns, plus free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/Lala. To get free shipping and 365-day returns, quince.com/Lala.
I was really happy that I pushed back the Palm Springs trip to go to that event because I loved that, number one, who doesn't love Paris Hilton? And she's like totally having the biggest of moments right now when it comes to opening up about her experience going to that weird camp in Utah and the trauma she experienced there. She's killing it with her DJ career. She's just like really come into being a mom. Thank you, Easton. Mm-hmm. Like you can just tell that she's come into her own and she's really at this stage in her life thriving in every area. So of course I wanted to go and participate in watching her be celebrated.
I've always loved her.
Yeah, and then you're in a room.
The Simple Life.
Well, so Paris shared that there was advice Kathy, the queen, gave her like the night before The Simple Life premiered on Fox. And you guys, that show was life-changing for so many. My best friend in junior high, her name was Danielle. We talked our science teacher into letting us do papers together, and we would sign in the names Paris and Nicole. And we asked our science teacher if her name was Mrs. Wood. We would ask her if she could call us by those names in class.
Did she?
She did.
Mrs. Wood, where are you now?
She was so sweet, but she was one of those women who was like, she was like no BS, but incredibly warm at the same time. If that makes sense. Yeah. You know those people? Yeah. They're not warm and fuzzy, but for some reason, they're just...
You feel comfortable.
Yeah, like we asked her and she was like... And she would flare her nostrils. If you insist, yes, I will do it. Thank you, Mrs. Wood. Yep, get to your next class, please. I don't want you late. It's like...
Mrs. Wood.
So cut and dry, but really, really cool. So her mom, Paris's mom, said the night before, Paris, when the show airs on Fox tomorrow, your life is going to change forever. And I always want you to be the same sweet, down-to-earth girl you are, and never forget that. Paris said that she's grateful for her amazing parents that raised me to be the woman I am today. It's so wild that you could come from a name like Hilton and still maintain a level of just gravity and being connected to the earth. Because I have to be honest, I don't know. There were times in my life that I was extremely impressionable. And I think if I had excessive amounts of family money, that my head could have been in the clouds.
100%.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
But maybe hers were maybe her head was up in the clouds back in the day. Because The Simple Life, they arrived.
That is up in the clouds right there. That show is.
How they stole the mirror.
Throwing bleach on pool tables. Yes, that's unhinged shit.
Jared showed up because we took him. He's so fabulous.
Wish I had his height. God damn.
Yeah, me too, especially at the performance in downtown LA because it was all standing.
He saw everything.
And literally you couldn't see past anyone's head. But then when you finally found a pocket, you would just have a phone go up or maybe someone moved over that had a bun. Jared was...
Or Jared.
Yeah. And all we kept talking about, because it was an hour set, but you have to remember, if he goes on at 9:30, that puts you at 10:30. By that time, I'm in REM sleep. So he kept saying, he's like, do you think we can leave now? He's like, I really want to smash Taco Bell. I'm like, so do I. By the time we left, I was like, I don't even have it in me to go through Taco Bell's drive-thru.
No, and that comes with heartburn at that hour.
Well, just for you.
I need help.
I know. And you know what? Also, like, I'm not regular, so I'm going to get a colonoscopy at 35.
I don't think I ever need one.
You don't.
I'm just literally a moving sewer.
Yum. That's so
Yummy.
Another weird thing that I put into my notes, because Jenna Willis came over to train me the other day. She was like, people are talking about me in the comments section, and a publicist sent it to me. And I'm not going to say what blog sent it, because sometimes they're nice, sometimes they're really rude, and I just don't even want to give them attention. But there's a rumor that I have to laugh because it's just so up in the night. There's a rumor that Jenna showed me, and it's that Brock had an emotional affair with her. Someone was like, Jenna's the one that had an emotional affair with Brock. And I straight cackled. It didn't happen. But it's like, what mom always says, paper takes ink. You can literally put anything out there. The problem is once it's out there, there are people that will believe it just to make you upset that they believe it, even though they don't.
Back to the Denzel Washington.
Karen Huger denied transfer to work release program, may potentially see November release.
Whom?
Karen Huger, are you joking? The Grand Dame.
Yes, no, she's gonna get out earlier?
Yeah, right. Did you see that body cam footage? It was not good. For those of you who forgot.
I didn't see it.
She's like, do you even know who I am in Potomac? This is never going to touch me. She says, you know who I am? He's like, no, I don't. She's like, I'm the Grand Dame. Andy Cohen gave me that name. And he's like, who is Andy Cohen?
He's like, what is going on?
And then she starts talking more about, and she's like, I was Jefferson's concubine, which is a whore. And he gets her out of the car, and she like stumbles, and she goes, wow, I am lit. I probably should have taken a cab. He's like, yeah, that probably would have been a smart idea. All of that, you cannot, as a judge, watch that body cam footage and be like, you know what? Early release for you. I just have a good feeling about this. It just can't be done. It simply can't be done. Really? She blames it on her legal team.
She what?
She's blaming it on her legal team. She fired her legal team.
Oh, I don't know if it...
And checked herself into a rehabilitation center.
That'll look good to a judge.
But is it too little too late? Clearly it is.
It is.
Let's move on.
How many trendy diets have you tried? It's hard to keep track of all of them. I mean, there's keto, paleo, even intermittent fasting. And I know dieting success is difficult when it comes to keeping the weight off. Plus, it's believed that the more you yo-yo diet, the more stubborn your fat gets. And then you're totally screwed. And sometimes it has nothing to do with willpower. You could have the best willpower in the world and still not get the results you want because of genetics. And there's nothing we can do about our genetics. We come like we are. But the doctors at Sono Bello can help determine if your body's problem areas could be genetic. Wherever you have stubborn, diet-resistant fat and inches, Sono Bello's micro-laser fat removal technology can help remove it for good in one comfortable visit. Those stubborn inches around your tummy could be gone. Muffin tops, side fat, gone. Even saggy, loose skin, gone permanently. All that's left are the beautiful natural curves you've been hoping to get. Warm weather is almost here, so now is the perfect time to visit Sono Bello and get your goal body in time for swimsuit season. Micro-laser fat removal is the permanent solution, and Sono Bello doctors are the experts. Schedule your free consultation now, and you'll get their best offer of the season. sonobello.com/Lala. That's sonobello.com/Lala. Individual results vary. These products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any condition or disease.
Coachella.
Let's move on.
Can I tell you what I learned this weekend?
So
Coachella's over. Coachella's over. I was there during week 2. I know. I was there during week 2. I did not go to the festival. I went to Wilman Frida's.
Oh, damn cinnamon rolls.
They told me So Wilma and Frida's, you guys, is right above Jimmy B's. And Jimmy B's is Jim Bellino's restaurant. If you guys don't know, that's Alexis Bellino's from Real Housewives of OC. It's her ex-husband. He appeared in earlier seasons, right? He could not have been nicer. But that's kind of like, it's in downtown Palm Springs. So Jimmy B's above, very fun. Wilma and Frida's. Apparently, they have never had, in all the years that they have been open, Wilma and Frida's, they've never had a dine and dasher during Coachella weekend. That weekend, second weekend alone, they had 4. Jimmy B's had at least 1. He also told me, so Levi, who hooks me up at Wilma and Frida's, he said that it was all over the news that it took 11 hours for people to get into their campground at Coachella, to where people were shitting and peeing on the side of the road. Because if you think about that stretch, there's no houses, there's no bathrooms. Like, you're in pretty much the middle of nowhere while also being in the middle of everywhere because it's Coachella.
No, that's my nightmare.
So
I don't even like shitting in a stall.
Well, they were calling 911.
They were calling 911 to shit?
People that were seeing it go down started calling 911, being like, people are defecating on the side of the road. So Golden Voice had to apologize to the city of Palm Springs, saying that next year they'll do better and they'll be more organized to make sure that people can get to where they need to be in like a certain amount of time so that you don't feel like you have to go poop on the side of the road.
Well, we've been to Coachella or just even in the grounds. And I will say there's many a streets that lead that way. And it's like, they gotta start like having passes. I mean, I guarantee they do, but they gotta start putting different roads as a pass. So when you get there, you aren't going into different locations because that's where
honestly,
it's at.
I think they're going to have to start designating time slots to you.
Ooh, that's a really good idea as well.
They're going to have to say, like, this is what time you need to arrive at your
well, that
location.
And they need to, or guess what else they could do?
What?
Open earlier. Open the park earlier.
So it opens on Thursday, but people start lining up at like 2:30, 3 a.m. like early Thursday morning to get in. So those people who were there at like 2, 3 in the morning didn't actually get in until like 3, 2 in the afternoon that day. Yeah. So, I mean, people are getting there super early.
Why not open it Wednesday night or, even week 2? Nothing's going on. Open it Tuesday.
Well, they may.
So you can start getting cars in.
The thing is, though, Easton, is people work. You have to, people have jobs.
No, and I get that. But
they're going to have to take a chunk of that as vacation time.
Yeah, but a lot of people that I know, they usually take off a week to go and do it. So it's like, why would you not go and say, you know what, let's just go in on Thursday. And who knows how many people wanted to go there and just like hang out in camp that went on.
They've got to definitely figure out something because the first time I went since the pandemic was last year. And I don't really know what the experience is supposed to be like when you're camping, but I have a friend who you guys know, Lauren Chavez. She was on Vanderpump Rules, but she always would camp and she had the greatest time. I'd be curious to know what her take is on how it was this year. But Senior Vice President with Golden Voice addressed the issue during why can I not read? Address the issue during a La Quinta City Council meeting, saying the company is taking action to prevent repeat for weekend 2. So now they got in quicker, but they just started dining and dashing instead.
Perfect.
This includes more toll booths at entry points to speed up security checks and reduce wait times. Golden Voice acknowledged the delays created significant inconvenience and assured both fans and local officials that improvements are already underway. There's got to be the amount of ways that you can get in and out of the festival that they just decide to block off and only have 2 entryways to everything. It's crazy. And I get it. It's probably to make sure people don't sneak in. But Coachella, I had a plethora of people sneaking in every year that I went. Like the amount of wristbands that were being tossed.
I don't know how Coachella was making money.
That's happening no matter what.
That's how I felt. I was like, nobody even. I'm with 10 people here, and not one of them has a ticket, and we're all in here.
Exactly. Yes.
Not even wristbands. I've seen TikToks of people just flat out walking in, jumping fences, going through the trees, and just going through kind of like the artist area, and then running into the crowd, just like right where that fence is that guards it.
You guys, I was in the artist area last year, and it could not have been more of a snooze. Everyone walking around with their drinks. I'm like, this is so crazy that there's a whole, like, for me, just do GA if you're going to do it. That's
GA
where
was
the
best
fun
part.
is.
We went to the VIP and we thought like, this isn't that great. And then we found GA and we were like, this is it.
In fact, for Stagecoach, they switch it and the main stage is at a different location and VIP is at a different location. And I did not like it at all. Night one, I just assumed that VIP was in the same section that Coachella's VIP was in. I had the best time. That's where we watched Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
And then I
like,
learned where VIP
steps
was.
and
I'm like,
stuff.
I do not want to be over here.
No, it was.
There's just a few things that need tweaking. I've never run a festival, so I don't know. But I think starting with more entry points like they said that they would do. And you also, I think, need to designate time slots, if that's even possible, because there's so many people that go.
Yeah. I like the time slot idea because you can do that with the confirmation. You know, once everybody confirms for camping, because apparently I would assume that sells out quick. That's probably one of the first things that sell out.
Right.
And so, you know, a month or two before, just say, hey, this is the times you're coming in. Just allude the times for them, and boom. And then, you know, there still will be traffic because someone's going to show up late. There's going to be a car that takes forever to get searched. But at least you have it a little bit controlled.
There's structure.
It's not going to be 12 hours that you're waiting out there to get into a campground.
But the one thing I want to say about that, because this is the first time I feel like we've heard about this being a really big issue, getting into camping. So what did they do different this year that, you know, that they haven't done in previous years? Because I've never heard of the camping being
That is true.
this
I didn't
bad.
hear anything about it last year.
But that's right. I didn't either. So I wonder, did they have more wristbands? Are more people deciding to do the camping situation? And you guys, I went 2 weekends ago. It was so freaking windy every single day. I have yet to be in Palm Springs, where I live, where it's windy back-to-back days the entire time, where like you can't even go swimming. It was so dusty and windy. This weekend, it was only Friday. The rest, but I don't know what it was like in La Quinta because I'm in Palm Springs. But people had to wear masks. The air quality was horrendous. Like, honestly, I think it would be really hard to go to a festival sober. Well, I've done it, actually. It wasn't that hard, actually. I take it back.
It's not that hard. Well, it's not that hard when you're with like other people.
Who are sober?
Yeah. I mean,
Did you do Coachella or Stagecoach, though?
I only did Stagecoach.
Stagecoach, I think, is where
we went to the Coachella.
There's going to be a
did the
shift.
events.
Stagecoach is having awesome people now. Like, they've got Nelly, Jelly Roll, Lana Del Rey. They've got like Backstreet Boys. They're starting to kind of put more than just
like
country music.
Yeah.
But still, the bones and the heart of the festival is country. But Coachella, the highlights, Cynthia Erivo sang a cover of Prince's Purple Rain.
Ooh.
I die.
Ooh.
Purple Rain is the longest song I've ever listened to. It's like over 7 minutes. I wonder if she performed the whole thing. And she performed it with the LA Philharmonic Orchestra. And even though they went over their slotted time, Coachella did not shut them down, which I think is awesome.
As they should not have.
Right?
Megan Thee Stallion's going to be pissed about that.
Did hers
Her
go?
weekend one set, apparently they were telling her to speed it up and like hurry it up. And I think they actually cut her music off at a certain point.
Speed it up. How do you speed it up? Like,
We'll just tell her, like, because I think she, like, in between songs, like, setting up the song.
She was setting it up.
Yeah, because you could tell,
Yeah,
like, she's going in her ear, and she's, like, they're telling her to hurry up and stuff.
They're like playing the music at like an award show.
Because apparently yesterday
Get
she
off
started
the stage.
on whatever day I think it was Sunday. She apparently she started 10 minutes earlier, and she said, "So they're not going to stop me or shut me down this time or something like
Megan,
that."
but they will.
But
They will shut you down.
They'll play that music, bitch.
Dave Grohl played a song with the orchestra as well. And then Ed Sheeran made a surprise appearance at the Mojave tent. Thousands of people packed. How could you not?
Oh,
I love Ed Sheeran. In fact, I was playing the Pandora station of Ed Sheeran at the house, and I didn't even know he was performing. But it's just like a good, healthy playlist that the kids can listen to.
Mm-hmm.
I typed in T-Pain, but it started... typed in T-Pain, and then...
his essentials.
Yeah. What's that guy's name with the gap in his teeth?
50 Cent.
Jermaine Dupri.
Oh.
He came on and he started singing. He was like, yeah. And all the bitches. Fuck these bitches. And I was like, oh my God. Thank God Ocean can't hear. But I kept trying to change it and it wouldn't let me. I was
Turn
like,
it
okay, Ed Sheeran it is. Do you think that you would ever go back to Coachella, Easton?
No.
Like even who would have to be the lineup? So there's always 3 headliners for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Who would have to be performing for you to say like, I'm gonna buy a ticket, I'm gonna go and do the whole bit?
I mean, honestly, there's a lot of artists that I would go to. Like, I would go and see Lana Del Rey. I would see,
She headlined
Jelly Roll. I would go and see like a lot of different genres, but I would be very prissy about it. Like, I would want a VIP pass so I can just walk in and just watch the concert. I'm not there to like be on drugs, drink. Like, I would go for that. So that is the only reason why I would probably never go again.
Okay.
But I like the events. Like the day events. Like we went to a golfing event. There was another pickleball event that we went to and all of that. And then once people started going to the concert, we would go to dinner and go back to the house and swim, chill.
I think events like that sound fun where there's like a reason to be going, where it's like an activity. But honestly, even with what I was seeing posted with the gays, Logan and Leo, I'm like the parties looked... This is little bit dead.
This is the first time that I have been like, Coachella is now popular to talk shit on.
Oh, okay.
Like all of the videos I see is like, this is my $20 sandwich. And
right, you talked a little bit
about
about that weekend one, where people are just kind of like annoyed by it, and
it's like, you know what you're getting into. And
my house in Palm Springs is near the airport. And anytime, I've only had it for 2 years, but literally last year I went both weekends, even just to chill, right? And the amount of private jets that were flying in and out was pretty insane.
I guarantee they were landing every 10 minutes.
There was not one this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, and maybe because it's weekend 2, but I was in Palm Springs last year, weekend 2, and like I said, it didn't matter if it was weekend 1 or 2. The jets were flying in and out like crazy.
That's wild. But I do think that, because back in the day, it's all the same. People were shitting in buckets and outhouses and things. And like, you wouldn't see like, here's the line for the bathroom. It's like, you just knew what you were getting into. You never saw that. People didn't post it. They posted them walking into the event or pictures. And you were like, I want to be there.
Yeah, Scheana said...
Now you see the backside of it and you're like, I don't care to ever go.
Well, Scheana said it was a lot of fun and that there was one night that they actually had to remove them from the grounds because they were just like sitting there talking and everyone had kind of left. Security was like, you guys got to go. You can come back tomorrow.
Was the sun fucking coming up at this point?
Well, no, because I think...
sit at the grounds for that long.
No, but I mean, the concert wraps up probably around 11:30, right? I don't know. I can't really remember.
Like midnight?
Midnight.
I think midnight.
And then you go to like the after parties. You do like neon carnival.
That field takes to clear.
Oh, I'm sure it's a nightmare.
So for people coming up to you to go, you got to get off these grounds. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you've got to be there a really long time.
Finding your car would be easy.
Yeah, I think the days of Coachella for me are very, very far behind me. It would have to significantly change. It would have to be easier to access because I just don't think that it's something there was.
And I'm happy to walk. Like that's the other thing. Like I know the grounds
but you're
are
walking
huge.
So much there. You don't want to walk 7 miles, which I did pregnant for Stagecoach.
Yeah, you did.
To get, which I think it was because I wasn't aware of the grounds. But
you were not.
So I just was like a sheep following whoever was walking outside.
Yeah, we needed a stroller for you.
Yeah, they've just, and then the bikes, those things are awesome, but they're so expensive. It's just, they've got to figure out some way to make it accessible for literally everybody to have a good time. Like, I know that there's people that are camping, but for the most part, if you're camping, I have to assume you're not flying in on a private jet. You're not staying at a fabulous house because you're camping. Like, make it easy for these people. They're taking off work. They're coming to see a festival that you've put on. Please don't take advantage of them. It's like pretty simple.
Right.
Yeah.
Preach.
My mind is so blown by this. Easter Sunday, you guys. Billy Ray Cyrus. Do you know who that is, Easton?
Yes.
Okay, so
Fucker.
before he came out with that song with Nas, what's his name again?
I'm gonna
Lil
take
Nas.
my horse to the old road.
That's what put. That's for me.
No more.
Yep, what put his name on the map. But he's Miley Cyrus's dad. He and Elizabeth.
He's also Billy Ray Cyrus.
Right, but like before Hannah Montana, I didn't know who that was.
It was
like that's
her dad in Hannah Montana too.
I know, but no one knew him really unless you were a throwback human like Mom.
Well, I think that's why I'm having this, is because I feel like I knew him because of Mom.
Oh, weird. Okay. Did Mom like him? I don't know. Anyway, he went Instagram official with Elizabeth Hurley yesterday.
How old
What do you mean, how old?
is she?
She's young. You don't know who that is?
Not a shot.
You will know who she is when
Living under a rock.
No, she's stunning and you
Let
will
me
know
see
who
her.
she is. You'll know exactly who she is. She was in Austin Powers, I believe. She has an accent. I had no idea they were even dating, but they went Instagram official.
How long
Like,
have they been dating before or talking? Have
she's
we got the tea?
59, so it's not like he's like going for some
No, it
girl
makes
that's
sense.
out of his age range. She's absolutely stunning,
out
but
to
I'm
Billy.
so shocked
Good old Billy.
that they have been dating and no one even knew. Happy Easter, the caption read. That's it.
Were they? Oh, okay.
Right?
Well, shout out Billy.
Billy, I'm impressed. She's freaking hot.
She is.
I will say that's one of the couples that was dropped on me that I was shocked by. Also, I was today years old when I learned that Kendall Jenner and A$AP Rocky had a thing for a minute.
I did know that.
You did?
Yes.
Wow.
It was a while ago, though.
Yeah, it popped up because A$AP was sitting next to Sweeney. What's her name? Sydney Sweeney. And people were like, do you think Riri's mad about them talking? And everyone's like, no. Like, what? Now two people of the opposite sex can't even have conversations without being like,
I'm going to put my EP in
what
your
are
V.
they talking about? Also, Kristen Stewart from Twilight.
Yeah, go on.
She also married her screenwriter girlfriend, Dylan Meyer, on Easter Sunday. It was just like a small little ceremony
What
in LA.
an Easter Sunday.
I know.
Put it in the books.
I don't understand what the deal was with being like Easter Sunday, perfect day to go official.
Resurrection, right?
Yeah, but of love, it's the resurrection of Christ, right?
Well, Christ comes in all sorts of ways.
Yeah, maybe.
Love, baby.
So yeah, they just had a very small ceremony at their LA home, which I'm down with. I wonder if there was actual paperwork involved. What, like when they say they got married, did they sign something or was it simply a ceremony? Because that I could get down for.
That is research that you're going to have to do.
I don't think I care enough. I'm
And
just going to
there's
look up
me.
TMZ. TMZ is like
The headline.
literally just sitting at the courthouse and looking at documents all day long to be the first to put out there what's been filed, who's suing who got married. So they're like the Bible of pop culture.
And we're here for it.
And we're here for it because then I have content to talk about on the podcast. You guys, thank you for listening to another episode of the Give Them Lala pod. We will catch you on Monday for the bonus and again next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching another episode of the Give Them Lala podcast. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Did I get all three? I'm getting really good at that.